Welcome to the journey of becoming. I'm your host, Karrie Mitten. Before we get started, a quick question. Are you ready to break through to your next level? Up Level Your Life Consulting is where executive success meets soul aligned strategy. If you're a high performing professional or an entrepreneur who's accomplished a lot, but deep down know there's something more clarity, more impact, more freedom, more you, then this is your moment. Our executive coaching is for leaders who are balancing a full time life while building a dream from the ground up, trying to stay consistent when sales are slow and no one's clapping for you, done second guessing, shrinking, or waiting for permission, looking for a trusted transformational guide who knows what it takes to keep showing up when the doubt is loud and the silence is real. With personalized coaching, proven mindset tools, and bold vision work, we don't just scratch the surface, we go deep to help you trust your voice, believe you are already enough, and move like you are. This isn't about doing more, it's about moving, even if it's messy. So let's talk about what's possible for you. Book a free clarity call today and let's create a bold vision for the next level of your becoming. Visit www.uplevelyourlifeconsulting.com to schedule your call today because you did not come this far to only come this far. And now, on with the show. So, today we have with us Kelly Morgan, founder of Bright Headed Publishing, a dynamic indie publishing company that helps overwhelmed and overlooked writers get their words out in the word with confidence, in the world with confidence through real talk, practical tools, and a whole lot of heart. Kelly's journey is anything but linear. With over 20 years in corporate, a zigzag entrepreneurial path, and a powerful decision to relaunch her mission unapologetically, she now shows up boldly to remind others that you don't need permission to be powerful. Her story is a testament to building something real even when no one's clapping, and trusting your voice when it's the only one you hear. Kelly, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
So great to have you here. I really resonated with your story. I love what you talked about. I love your grit and your gusto for what you're passionate about. So tell me, what got you to where you are today?
So, for me, my journey was one where I always wanted to be a writer. So, I was always a writer. I always wrote things down, but I had this vision of being this published writer,
Mm,
on the level of like Stephen King type of
yeah.
writer, right? And knowing that these were delusions of grandeur, but at the time it seemed like, oh, I could do this. So I one day I decided I was going to write a book, and so I did. And the writing of the book was fun. It was just a story that I had in my head, kind of based on my experiences, but fiction. And so after I wrote it and I had it all done, I didn't know what to do. So I thought, well, you go out and you find a publisher, right? That's what you do after you write a book. So that's what I did. I
Mm,
started pitching publishers, not having any clue what I was doing and knowing that that pitch letter was probably absolutely horrible. Not to mention the book wasn't all that great because I had never really had it edited. Like I said, I didn't know what I was doing, right? And I
mhm.
found a publisher. I had got a lot of no's, but I found one that said yes. And this guy told me that it was, oh my God, this book is so great, Kelly, and we're just going to get it out there. And, we've got all these things lined up for you. We've got book tours lined up for you, and we've got book signings lined up for you, and we've got national media lined up for you, and all of these wonderful things. And I was just like, oh, see, you guys, I'm going to be a published author. And I told everybody, like, I was going to be this published author,
Mm,
right? And so this went on for about a week, the gaslighting, but I didn't know it was gaslighting at the time. So he's gassing me up. We're going to do all these things. And then one day he says, okay, so how many books are you going to buy? And I was like, well, aren't you the publisher? Don't you buy the books? He's like, well, Kelly, I've made all this other investment with the book signing and the tour and all these things we're doing. I just need you to invest $700 and just actually buy the physical copy of the books. And then he's hit me with, are you going to let $700 stop you from your dream? I mean, that's all that we need.
mm,
And so I gave this man $700. And about maybe 2 days later, he just ghosted me. He just disappeared. So I never got any books.
mm,
And the book was published on his platform on Amazon. So I lost the rights to my book because he had the book. he had it published. So I lost my money, I lost my book, and I was so ashamed, right? I was more ashamed than anything. I felt absolutely stupid. How could I fall for this scam? And
Mhm.
now I got to go back and tell everybody who I bragged to, right? Like you could not tell me anything about being an author that I actually was scammed for $700. I couldn't do it. I could not do it. So I didn't say anything to anybody. I just kind of hid in my shame and I cried a lot in my closet and I was devastated. Just done.
Mhm.
And one day I thought, well, God, I really want to be this author and I want to do this and I got to get my book back. That's my book. So
Mhm.
I started reaching out to literary attorneys and nobody's going to take my case, right? I'm unknown. But one guy took pity on me and said, look, Kelly, um, go report this guy to the Better Business Bureau and write a cease and desist letter. As a matter of fact, I'll write you one. You can even use my name and send it off and see what happens. And I did. And like a week later, the book was released. I got an
Mhm.
email from Amazon saying the book was mine and I had the book back. So hooray, I got my book
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
But this took like 6 months. This didn't happen like in this took like a long time. And
Mhm.
and mind you, people are like, well, what about the book? And if people are buying the book, I don't know because I'm not getting any royalties. This guy's not calling me back. Right? So when I get the book back, I take it down and I thought, okay, what am I gonna do? 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 And so I cried a lot, and then I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna self-publish. I had read an article about self-publishing, right? I'm gonna learn how to do this. So I thought, well, I don't want to publish as me. I want to publish as a publishing company. Because, and maybe one day I can help others. Because I thought, this is bullshit, excuse me. I'm tired of I don't want anybody else to feel like this. So I'm gonna make a publishing company and I'm gonna publish me, and maybe one day I can publish somebody else, right? That was my goal. So I
Mhm.
started the company and I published my book, which is called You Sound White. That's what the book is called because that's just what I've always been told. There's a story behind the book, but that's a whole nother story, right? So I publish it again. And then I start Brightheaded Publishing and I get an LLC and I do all the things to do to start a business, because I do have my MBA, so I know how to start a business, right? So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to do this. And I did it, right? And I started it and I launched it and I launched my book and I had no clue what I was doing. It was on Amazon and that was about it. And
Mhm.
nobody bought it, right? And so I'm like, okay. So I thought, well, what do I do? I'll start a podcast. So I did. And I called it BHP Patio Book Club. And I started inviting other authors and interviewing them. But
Mhm.
then guess what, Carrie? That's all that I did.
Mhm.
Because the response was so great that I set no boundaries, I had no strategy, I had no plan, and I
Mhm.
said yes to everybody.
Ah.
Okay, so I'm just saying yes, yes, I'll interview, yes, 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 yes. So that's all I'm doing. And I did this for about a year until I just burnt out. I
Mhm.
never wrote anything, I didn't promote my book at all. All I did was interview other authors. And I
Mhm.
loved the fact that I was helping these people and promoting them and getting to meet all these authors, but there was nothing left for me.
Mhm.
Right? So I stopped doing it. I just stopped. I
Mhm.
pulled the book down again. Plus, I got one really horrible review on my book, which just
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my god,
Mm.
right? So I'm so done with this world. This I
Mhm.
cannot do this. I
Mhm.
don't know how to set boundaries. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't. I'm people pleasing, and I know this, but I can't stop. I don't know how.
Mhm.
Right? I don't want to tell anybody no.
Mhm.
Um, okay, so I stop again. So Brightheaded Publishing is a stop. And while this is happening, COVID comes.
Mm.
So not only do I'm not doing the publishing thing, which I'm really sad about because I really want to do this, but that just burnt me out. I'm just so done. But now we're eating our feelings. And I've always had this thing with my weight. So I ballooned to about 275. Right. So not only am I dealing with COVID, I've got this weight thing going on. I want to do this publishing company. I don't know what to do. I'm back to crying in the closet and I'm back to now eating my feelings. And things are I'm just at a low point in my life. I'm
Mhm.
just at a low point, and my ex-husband dies of a heart attack. And we're really good friends. So I'm just at a low point, right? I'm just so defeated. And I just feel like Nobody would understand. So I feel like there's nobody that I can really go to. So I
Mm.
start writing because that's what I do. I
Yeah.
write through my pain. So I start writing. And through my writing, I write my second book that I didn't know was a book until I wrote it. It was just me writing, and it's called Wait for It. But I wrote about this woman going through this, but I wrote it in third person. So it
Mm.
became very therapeutic for me, right?
Mm.
So I could read it and be like, man, this character's got issues, right?
Mm.
And I could play it, and it played out like a movie in my head. And the more that I wrote, the more that I realized that, man, this character could really, if she did this, she could, make this change, or she should do this, and this happened. But I wrote about the messy middle. The
Yeah.
whole book is not a before, it's not a glow up. It is all about what we don't talk about, the self
Mm.
sabotage,
Mm.
right? When you're trying to lose weight,
Mhm.
the scale talks to her. So the negative chatter, the scale telling you that you're not worthy, you tying your worth to a number on the scale, you
Mm.
trying to be what other people tell you you should be, you not listening to your inner voice,
Mhm.
right?
Mm.
All of that is what Wait For It was. And that was my therapy. And
Mm.
when I wrote it and read it out loud, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this again. But this time, I'm gonna publish both of these books. This time I'm gonna set some real boundaries, and I'm gonna have a real strategy. And I started meditating. So I meditate on a daily.
Mhm.
I started exercising for me. And for me, it became a health thing. Like, Kelly, you're overweight. Here's all these medications. You're high blood pressure, pre-diabetic. No, absolutely not.
Mhm.
I'm not doing that. And so that was like my light bulb, my pivot. But
Mhm.
in pivoting for that, I thought, well, what? I need to make lifestyle changes, not just these changes that don't mean anything, not motivational changes, consistency change,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? I
Mhm.
figured it out. I figured out that if I am consistent in what I do, I can actually succeed,
Mhm.
right? If I'm consistent, because when I write consistently, I produce a book. So, I think I can apply this to my life. I think I'm onto something. So I relaunched Bright Headed Publishing. I relaunched it, but I put up really firm boundaries around it. So I'm
Mhm.
structured. I have a business plan. I know all these things because
Mhm.
I know what to do. I just didn't do them.
Yeah.
And so now it was more about for me, and then once I'm good, I can invite others. It's kind of like put the mask on yourself before you
Mm.
give oxygen to the person next to you on the plane.
Right,
It was
right.
that for me. It was that
Right.
wake up call for me. But it
Mhm.
took writing of this book and a lot of tears and a lot of meditation. And honestly, Carrie, a lot of, for the first time, listening to me, listening to
Mhm.
my inner voice. I believe that we search outside for answers, and
Mm.
honestly, they're in here.
Yes.
And through meditation and through just really betting on me. Okay?
Mhm.
I bet on me.
Yeah.
Everything that I do is on me.
Yeah.
So I refuse to break a contract. I made a contract with myself that I would be consistent, and it's one that I will not break.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, and a game changer for me, how I got to this point too, is meditation and affirmations.
Yeah.
And I record them in my own voice, and I play them to myself every single day, even to this day.
Love it.
Don't
Love
get me wrong, doubt still creeps in as I build this company. I still hear like, "Is anybody listening, Kelly? Is it
Mhm.
just you? You got 2 views today. Was it worth it?"
Mhm.
But yes, you know what? Because consistency is the key, and my words are gonna resonate with the right people.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna be like, "You know what? Ooh, and if I can help you, then fantastic."
Mm.
Right? Because ultimately, that's what I'm doing. So I'm in the process. I'm in the messy middle of building this table,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So that one day, very, very soon, I can invite others to come and sit with me, and I can help you on your journey, because I'm
Yeah.
still on mine, but that
Yeah,
doesn't
of
mean I
course.
can't pick you up on the way and help you as I'm on mine.
Of
So
course.
that's
Yeah.
kind of my brand, that's kind of my mantra, and that's kind of how I got here.
Well, I love this whole story because a couple of things stood out for me is when you have a calling, that calling will not stop calling.
Mhm.
And sometimes we fight it and sometimes we think, well, is this really the right thing? Is this really what I should be doing? And oftentimes, we do quit on our calling. Our calling will never quit on us, right? But we sometimes will quit on our
Yes,
calling. And so,
absolutely.
but you continue to take the action steps. You continue to do the things. You know, Building a business is one of the most challenging things that someone will ever do, right? Because it that business has a soul, and that business will um, either shake you or shape you. You get to decide that, right? And when you have a relationship, I'm very much into building that relationship with my soul, with my inner
Mhm.
guidance, my voice, right? And I meditate every day as well, and it's changed my life. But it's also about building that relationship with the soul of my business. And what is that? What does my business need from me? And what is it that how can I support that? And so I love how, and I share with my clients all the time, when a challenge comes, it's an opportunity for growth. It's not a stop sign,
100%.
right?
100%.
Our human nature wants to say, no, 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 I'm going to put the brakes here, right? But in reality, our spiritual side of our nature knows that there is a way around this challenge, and that if we look for the seed of good, because I believe there's a seed of good in everything, and I do mean everything, that if we look for that seed of good, that we will find it and we will learn from this challenge and we will grow to become more of who we are called to become.
Absolutely.
And I believe that that's exactly the path, that we're all on. But I see that in your evolution,
And it
your
took a
journey of
long
becoming.
time. These were, and I have to tell people, these were not like overnight things.
Sure, of course.
This was, I mean, and I said, and there's still days where even though the company is out there, we're out there and we're doing our thing, there are days where I wake up and I'll be like, that negative chatter will be like, maybe
Mm-hmm.
this is, maybe you should just stop because, Kelly, nobody's listening. And then I have to intentionally, with full intent,
Mm-hmm.
push that chatter out because
Yeah,
I just will not let it win. But through meditation and really learning about that and learning about me and learning about my ego and all of these things, this whole spiritual journey that I found myself on that I wasn't planning on taking. Right?
right,
It just kind of happened because I
right,
was looking for answers, right? And I found myself looking for answers outside of me and not getting the answer. But when somebody just told me, just sit with yourself. And I'm like, I don't even know what that means,
mm-hmm.
right? What do you mean, sit with me?
Mm.
And being able to sit with me was really important because
Yeah,
now I show up unapologetically
right.
every day. I'm just my authentic me, and
Yeah,
knowing that, especially when you're in kind of the indie world, it's a tough world to be in. It's really hard to be an independent author and out there, trying to push your book and hopefully that somebody will read it. And none of us are going to get rich doing this, right?
uh-huh.
So you do it because you really love to write and you really want people. I think every writer, when they write, the goal is that somebody's going to read it and like it, right? That's the
Yeah,
goal,
right,
right?
right.
So when you're out here, as an independent author, the goal is to put the book in your hand somehow. If I have to give it to you or you buy it, but
Mhm,
hopefully the words will resonate with you.
mhm,
So, and then my thing is, if the words don't resonate with you, but you want to get your words out there, well, then let me help you so that you don't fall prey to a predatory publisher like I did, because
right.
there's a lot of predators out there.
Yeah,
And there's a lot of scammers out there and a lot of people who misrepresent themselves. And
right.
that's just kind of a goal that I've had in helping others because I'm very sincere in my message and in my
Mhm,
mission.
mhm,
I think
mhm.
everybody has a story. I think
Yeah,
your words matter.
yeah, yeah.
Let's get them out there, even if it's just for you, just to have a keepsake.
Mhm, mhm.
Everybody, I think, I haven't talked to not one person that has at least not thought about writing a book.
Absolutely, absolutely. And again, I love how, you're using your mess as your message, right? That you not,
Oh,
the messy part of the of this whole building this business and all of the things and the quitting and the coming back and the crying in the closet and the do it, all of those things is part of your journey.
yes.
Right, it's part of your journey of becoming. And now, and even now, things will come up, and same with me in my business, things will come up and I recognize it, I notice what I'm noticing, and I rewrite that story. Right? I now am, and you do the same, is you tell yourself a different story,
Well,
right?
I've given myself permission to
Hmm.
pivot. It
Yeah.
is okay.
Yes.
If it doesn't work out, it's not a failure. In this business, in what I do, there are no failures. If
That's right.
things don't work out, it's just a redirection, right?
That,
It is just simply redirection, and I'm just to go a different way. But it doesn't mean that I stop. In this business, you're going to hear no, probably more than you do yes.
yeah.
And it's okay.
Yeah.
Everybody's not going to like the book. That's
Hmm.
okay too,
Hmm.
right? It's okay. It's all okay. But
Hmm.
it took me a long time to get there. But I
Right.
still, like, I'll be 100% honest. I was crying in the closet on Sunday just because it was just one of those days, right?
Yeah.
Just, it's tough sometimes when you're solo.
Uh-huh.
Like I said, sometimes it feels like nobody's clapping for you. It
Hmm.
feels like nobody's listening. It feels like nobody cares, even if somebody does.
Hmm.
But some days some days are just tougher than others. You just have to keep going,
That's right.
especially if you're trying to build something for longevity. It's
Yeah.
the whole consistency thing. So even on the days when I don't want to do stuff, that little voice in my head will say, well, consistency in everything we do, remember? And I'm like, yeah, consistency, you got it. And I'll
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And
Absolutely.
that little bit of anxiety goes away. It's like having the fear,
Yeah.
to do stuff. And then when you actually do it, it was never as scary as you imagined it.
Right. Right.
But
Exactly.
remembering that,
Exactly. I share with my clients, if we could look back on the things that we were afraid of, and we would probably laugh, right? Because it's not as our minds make it to be so much bigger than what it really is. But entrepreneurship is not for the feeble-minded. It is a a challenge, and you got to be ready and willing to take that on that challenge, and know that it's okay to go cry in the closet for the afternoon. It's
totally
okay to
okay.
do that, right?
Totally.
That as long as even in the Bible it says, "Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death," right? Well, the key word is walk through.
Right.
Right? You don't pitch a tent there. You
Well,
continue to keep going. You keep
like
doing.
I tell my friend, it's okay to be depressed and be sad, just as long as you don't stay there.
That's right.
It's okay to sit with that feeling for a minute. You're allowed. You're
Yep.
allowed to be sad. It's
That's right.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
You're allowed to have that moment. It's
Absolutely.
fine. As long
Absolutely.
as you don't stay there because you know that it's okay,
Yep.
and I always have to remind myself. So a lot of what I do in my brand, like the videos that I put out, the content is real, is like this is my journey, you guys. This is real.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is what
Oh,
I
and
experienced today. I got
yeah.
rejected by a podcast. Here's how it made me feel. And guess what? I'm still here though. It's
Right.
okay.
Right. Right.
If I can share this with somebody to let them know, because a lot of times on social media, the thing that gets me is we see people at their polished moments.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but yeah, but how did you get there?
Yeah.
Right? And why am I comparing myself to you?
Exactly.
Right? And
Yeah.
I'm more interested in your journey. I like authentic journeys. I
Yeah.
like for people to feel real to me.
Yeah.
So my thing is that I feel if I'm real to people, that at least, even if they don't come to me to be their publisher, I'll, maybe I can give you the advice that you need to point you in the right direction. Because to
Mm-hmm.
me, it's not just about your money. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
When you do spend your money, you want to get something back of value,
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I understand.
Mm-hmm.
But I also just want to help you avoid pitfalls so that you can get your words out there, so that maybe one day you can pay it forward, right? And
Mm-hmm.
help the next person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. And then by doing that, guess what? We are now building a community,
Right.
right? Where we are all now safe and helping one another, and it's all good.
Absolutely.
Because
You're
there's
being
enough for everybody. There's more than enough for all of us.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Do you have a mentor or guide to support you on this journey? Are
I
you
do not. I have been doing this solo by
Oh
myself.
dear, my goodness. Where two
Um,
are gathered, it's so important to have a support and guidance. Um,
I agree, but I really don't. I don't know. I just after COVID and we just retreated inward, right? That's kind of where I stayed. And so I used to have a mentor back in the day when I was working on my second master's. I used to have a mentor that really taught me a lot. But a lot of the stuff that I've done has just been through just me just reading a lot and me just really taking a moment to give myself the grace and to
mhm,
really learn first.
mhm,
And I now really look before I leap. And I
mhm,
have learned over time to set boundaries. And I
mhm,
will tell you this, in setting boundaries and telling people no, yes, you will lose people.
mhm.
Yes, people will fall out of your life.
That's right.
Yes, it will feel that way. But guess what? You will be better off in the long run. And I know it may not feel like that when you're setting these boundaries, but it is all too important
Yeah.
that you
It's giving up the lesser for the greater.
absolutely.
Yeah.
And it might feel lonely,
Yeah.
but it's not lonely. And you know what? I used to get lonely, but I used to get lonely when I didn't know who I was.
Uh-huh.
And so me spending time with me, like COVID really did it for, I think we all learned about ourselves,
Mhm.
right? And who we are because we had to be with ourselves.
Mhm.
All too often we have just distractions. We're scrolling. We're
Mm.
not being with learning about us because we're just too busy doing this,
Mhm.
right? Or watching TV or whatever.
Mhm.
I don't even really watch TV that more. The more that I learned about me and my journey, the less I wanted the outside distractions because I
Mhm.
wanted to listen to me more.
Yeah.
If I'm scrolling, I'm not listening to me. If I'm watching TV, I'm not listening to me.
Right.
But the more that I just listen to me, I'm like, man, I got some good stuff going on in here. Why wasn't I listening before, right? So now
Yeah.
I listen to me, you know. But you know, I'm human. I still make mistakes. I
Yeah.
don't have all the answers. I'm definitely not perfect.
Of
Um,
course.
but
Yeah.
I'm
No.
but I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
so all about the growth and the journey now. I'm
Yeah.
so much more accepting of myself, right?
Beautiful.
I definitely forgive myself. It is okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We like we've said over and over, we will make mistakes along the way. That's how we learn, right? That's how we learn, how we
Absolutely.
grow. So let me ask you this, looking back at everything that you've gone through to where you are today, what's the one piece of advice that you would give to someone who's on their journey of becoming?
You know, this is what I would say. Motivation will get you there. Oh,
Hmm.
yeah, we can all get motivated, but consistency
Hmm.
is the key.
Hmm.
And I can apply this to anything that you do.
Hmm.
Anything. And what really did it for me, what brought it home is I'm a gardener. I'm a master gardener. And one day somebody said to me, well, God, Kelly, when you plant those seeds, do you yell at them until they grow? And I was like, well, that's dumb. They're like, okay, then. So when you're out here in your life and you're planting your seeds, why are you yelling at yourself until they grow?
Mm.
I was like, yeah, you know what? I like that analogy. So now I think about that every time I plant a seed. You're right. I you just have faith that the seed's gonna grow, right? You just if you know if you water it and do the things that you're supposed to do, it will grow, right? Well, yeah, that's gardening. Well, that's your life too.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so I don't remember who told me that, but and I thought, God, that's true. If
Hmm.
I plant the seeds and just do the things I'm supposed to do, right?
Hmm.
They will grow.
That's right.
So that's kind of what I live by now. And that's what I would tell anybody. Consistency. Just plant the seed and be
Yeah.
consistent and help it grow. Don't
Yeah.
yell at it. You can't
Right.
make it
Right.
grow, right? But it will grow if you are consistent in taking care of it.
Yeah. And I love what you said is you still have to take the action. You still have to, still move forward, do the thing that's
Yes.
required. You're not going to just sit there and watch the seed grow. You have to you have
You
to
gotta
actually take
water it. You still gotta make sure it has what it needs,
Yes, exactly.
and
Exactly.
it will
I love
grow.
it.
And if you do that with your business or your life or whatever you're doing,
Hmm.
you know, plant the seed and then let it grow.
Yeah.
Do what you have to do, take the action, set the intention,
Yeah.
whatever you got to do. If you got to look at yourself in the mirror and every day and tell yourself, I'm enough, I'm enough, and I'm enough. And I know that sounds crazy sometimes because I now talk to myself all the time. I used to think it was kind of weird, but I'm all about talking to me. We have pep talks all the time,
Uh-huh.
right? I always tell myself, let's go have this come to Jesus meeting because you're not feeling it today,
Yep.
right? And
Yep.
I'll go in the bathroom and I'll have my come to Jesus meeting with me. I'll call
Yeah.
my own meeting,
Yep.
because I'm the
Yep.
CEO of my own life. So we
That's right.
call meetings.
That's right. That's right. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for sharing your incredible journey with us, Kelly. This has been such a pleasure hearing about the breakthroughs, the lessons, all the things that you've learned along the way, the messy middle, and
Yes.
and certainly being consistent, just continuing to take those steps. I'm sure our
Thank you.
listeners are going to feel inspired to take their own action steps as well.
Well,
So,
Carrie, before I go, let me just thank you for just even having this platform and offering this platform to women and people and just being out there,
yeah.
and creating a community and a safe place. So thank you. My
Oh,
hat's off to you. I
thank you.
appreciate you for what you do.
Thank you so much. It is my pleasure and honor. Absolutely. Before we wrap up, where can our listeners connect with you and learn more about your work?
So if you just go to my website, brightheadedpublishing.com.
Okay.
Everything is on my website. You can find all my, my books and my podcast. I have a little podcast called The Author's Mic. It's like 5 minute mini cast. You
Hmm.
can go check that out. I have a book club. So if you're looking to join a book club and if you want to support indie authors, I have a book club where we encourage, people to come and help us, help them promote their book. So, all this stuff on the website.
Beautiful. Awesome. Wonderful. Well, thank you again for being here today. I know your story is going to leave our listeners, feeling empowered, ready to take action in their own journey of becoming. So, for everyone tuning in, remember your journey of becoming starts with one brave step. So, take it today. So, until next time, keep embracing your transformation on your journey of becoming.